Hello there, everyone. My name is Dara Walter with Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com. Hello. Happy Crafty Thursday. Hello. Welcome to what I call Crafty Thursday or Friday Eve. It's the day that I come to do some crafty projects with you, and today is no different. So welcome, come on in. I see that I have people starting to pop on now. Hi Beth, hi Amy, hi Marie. Hello. Happy Crafty Thursday, happy Friday Eve. Welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much. So today is Thursday, September 9th. And if this is your first time or your 20th, or I've not made it yet to 100, I don't think, but how many ever times you've been here, I am so happy to have you. Hi, Marie. Hello, Amy. If I didn't say hi, thank you guys so much for being here. Super excited. So like I said, today is Thursday. It's the day that I typically come to you to share some crafty projects and a little bit of news about my crafty business. I missed you guys last week, so I had to postpone last week's Facebook Live. So I'm super excited to be here with you tonight. And actually, we're going to go ahead and get turned down so that we can start creating. I have a couple of announcements for you tonight. I think 3 of them, and then we'll jump right in. Today's project is more focused on my favorite paper, designer series paper. I've been hoarding it. Okay, you know how we do when we get gorgeous paper. We don't want to use it, and I've been hoarding it for a while. Tonight, we're just going to use it. So I'm going to use the stamp set as well that goes along with it, but I'm sharing my paper with you, my favorite paper. So let's go ahead and get turned down. We'll have a couple of announcements and we'll get started creating. One moment. Bear with me. I will try really hard not to make you dizzy. I'm so happy to see you guys. Okay, here we go. Slowly down. Okay, let's get us straight. Am I looking pretty good, you guys? If it looks good to you and you can see me and hear me well, thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. I'm so excited to see you guys. How are you? I want to know how you guys are doing. Thank you so much for the hearts and the thumbs up. You guys are amazing. How is everybody? Anybody been crafty this week at all? I love coming here with you guys because you guys keep me pretty crafty. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you guys is that I had to push my bingo card class back. And so the new date for the bingo card class is going to be September 24th. So not that far in the future, but what it did is it allowed for a few extra days to register. So if you want to play crafty bingo, win some fun prizes, have a good time, make some cards, and do a little bit of crafting. Crafty bingo is September 24th at 7 p.m. And the details remain the same. So they are in the events section of my page here, of my business page. The next announcement is the monthly card class, which is Saturday, September 18th. It's from 11 to 1. In that class, we make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 different designs. And so that's the monthly card class. It's always free with a purchase. So it is free with a minimum purchase of $30 in my online store or a $25 flat fee. But there is a Zoom component, so we do it live. But if you would rather, if you can't make the Zoom class and you'd rather take it to go, that's an option too. The package will show up right to your door. You'll get a tutorial via email, and you can create the class at your own pace. So that's an option. And then finally, I think I have this upside down. Registration has opened for my It's Fall Y'all Crafty Weekend Retreat. This is an entire weekend of crafty fun. We do prizes and we have make and takes, and I send you a cute retreat box in the mail with all sorts of goodies, personalized goodies, pillow gifts. It's super, super fun. That is coming up. The date of it, it's the weekend of October 8th. So it's the 8th through the 10th, right from your own home. Like I said, you'll get a retreat box in the mail. Super, super fun. So registration is open until I think the 23rd, 24th, somewhere in there. The details are in the event section. So I wanted to let you know about that as well. Oh, Beth says she's doing a yarn crawl that day. So the to-go option for the monthly card class is great for her. So yes, if you would like to take the class, basically any of my classes to go, you can take it to go as well, and you'll get a nice little craft kit right to your door. Bingo, not so much. You need to be there to win your prizes. But Marie said she's excited. Julie said she can't wait. I can't wait either. I love it. I love to create for you guys. I love putting together the card kits and the make and takes and all of the little goodies that you get. It's super, super exciting. Okay, let me share with you what we're going to be using tonight. So the stamp set that we're going to be using is Artistically Inked. It does come with a die set. Let's see if I brought the dies down. I may have forgotten to bring the dies down. I wanted to show you the very intricate dies that go along with it. But the thing that gets me the most about it is this lovely, lovely designer series paper. So I've already made some die cuts. I think I'm only going to use one of them tonight. But I do want to show you, if you haven't seen it before, I think I've shown the designer series paper once before. But look at the intricate, look at how beautiful that is. Is that gorgeous? So I cut it with gold. This is beauteous. And then here it is in white. And I think I'm going to be using the white. And let's see. Let's see what else I have here. Was there paper on top of that? Okay, so also look at the leaves here. The die cuts are really, really beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? So here it is in gold and white as well. I love this. Thank you, Marie. Marie says so pretty. I think so too. Super, super gorgeous. So I've gone ahead and cut some die cuts ahead of time, so that you didn't have to watch me do that on camera. And here are the dies. So they're super simple, but they're big. They're a lot of little intricate cuts, but they're super, super cute. And if you didn't notice, I'm going to show you the paper in a moment. If you didn't notice, you know, my favorite thing about dies is having dies that coordinate with the stamp set. So here are some dies that cut each of the flowers here. Here's the trio of flowers, the leaves, and then the single leaf, and then some sentiment. So this is what we're going to be using today. Now, let me show you the showstopper, which is the designer series paper. The designer series paper is super, super cute. Look at this. Can you see the gold in it? It's kind of hard to see on camera, but I'll show you both sides. The designer series paper is so, so pretty. And I'm going to show you a fun way to cut the designer series paper so that you can crank out lots of pretty cards with very minimal stamping. Super, super simple. Isn't this pretty? It is so pretty. I love the colors. And remember, if you want to know which colors coordinate with any of our designer series paper, the back of the packaging tells you. Isn't this very cool? Yes, thank you. Julie says so pretty. Marie says, love this paper. This paper is super, super gorgeous, especially if you're a bling type of girl and you like shiny. This will definitely make you go, ooh, ah. I'm good. So here we go. I think we saw this piece already. We did. Okay, look at that. So this is the designer series paper. It's super, super pretty. I just love it. Let's get started with the first card. The first card is super, super simple. And then I'm going to show you how to cut the designer series paper so that you can make a lot of cards with just a little bit of stamping. For the first card, I have a card base that is basic white. It is 8.5 by 5.5, which is half of a standard piece of cardstock, and this is going to make our card base. I have a piece of the designer series paper, and I have cut it to, let's see, there's some strange cuts here. I think it's 3 3/4 by 4 5/8. And I use the contoured scallop rectangle dies just so that I could give it a little bit of a pop. So can you see where I'm going here? I'm going to layer it, and I've cut the designer series paper to fit right inside of that rectangle. But that white border gives it just a nice touch. And I will put the dimensions in the description above too. So if you want to make this card, you can. I have a piece of the polished pink designer series paper. It is cut by 5 1/4 by 4. So these are the layers. And then let's see if I can find my bone folder here. And then we're going to go ahead and grab one of the very beautiful die cuts. Let's grab it here. Here's the bone folder. And then we'll grab one of the beautiful die cuts. And I think there's enough gold on this that we'll use the white. Yeah, we'll use the white. So let's go ahead and start by burnishing. You guys know how I feel about using a bone folder and having nice crisp edges. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And let's grab some adhesive. And we'll start layering here first. So this is going to be simple layering. Let's layer these two pieces together, and then we'll do that. All right, so let's go ahead and put some adhesive here on the back of our designer series paper. You know, this paper is so pretty. I kind of feel guilty about covering up the back side. The only thing that makes me not so guilty is all of the gold there. So I was definitely going to use the side with the bling over the side that doesn't have the bling, because bling is a thing in my world. If it is shiny, it definitely catches my eye. All right, next we're going to adhere these two pieces together. So this is simple, easy peasy, just a matter of your die cut, cutting your designer series paper, cutting your cardstock, and some adhesive. These are the kind of cards I love. Card making does not have to be intimidating. It doesn't have to take you all day and all night for a beautiful card. Sometimes you just have to let the paper do the talking. And in this situation, that's exactly what is happening. The designer series paper is very beautiful and stately. So it does the work for you, and you don't need to do a whole lot of work. The Stampin' Up, the designer series paper does the talking for you, and I love it. So can you see how simple that is? So next we're going to bring in some liquid glue. I think that I was smart enough to remember my silicone. I was, but I'm not so sure that I brought, let's pull this, I'm not so sure that I brought along a sponge. So here's the die cut, and I'm not even sure where I'm going to put it. I think I'm going to put it along the bottom here. In the center, maybe I could put it in the center and put the sentiment here. Yeah, let's see. Do I want to do that or towards the bottom? Yeah, let's put it in the center. All right, so a way that you could, when you have delicate die cuts like this and you need to adhere them, there are so many delicate cuts here. A way that you could do it is to take a crafting sponge or a sponge of some sort. You could even use a dauber, and take your liquid glue, put a little puddle, I should say, of liquid glue on your silicone mat, and then just take your dauber and daub it around the die cut with the intricate cuts, and then simply adhere it to the paper that you choose. I don't have a sponge today. I wanted to show you that, but I think I forgot my sponge. So I'm gonna do what I normally do when I don't have a sponge, and that is I find the thickest areas of the intricate die, and I just kind of strategically add a little bit of the liquid glue to those places, and not a lot, because I tell you, you can overdo it and the glue will end up everywhere. Ask me how I know. I've never done it before. I've never made a mess with glue. In fact, I would not use the liquid glue, not a whole lot. I'd use it on big projects, but not smaller ones, because I just hate making a mess everywhere like that. But the other thing is, don't squeeze your bottle a whole lot. Don't squeeze your bottle a whole lot. But yeah, just kind of strategically find places to put that liquid glue. And like I said, I try to find the thickest places to put it. There we go. And let's go ahead, and I want to make sure, there we go. That's not too bad. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Okay, this is what I ended up with. Let's move this, because this is definitely going to be messy. The great thing about the silicone sheet is that you save your desktop, so you're not going to get glue all over the place. I love it for that reason. And then this is what we have. That's pretty by itself, isn't it? So pretty by itself. All right, and then let's make sure we open the card the right way. We're gonna go ahead and adhere this right to the card base. You see how simply that came together? Okay, let's add a little adhesive to the back of this mat. And this card is actually almost done. Let's see. Which way do I like it best? I think I like it this way best. Go ahead and center it. Okay. So next we're going to add a sentiment. I've made a couple of cuts here with using the basic white cardstock. Two of the pieces are 3/4 of an inch, and this one is 1 inch. I wasn't sure which sentiment I wanted to use, so I made sure that I cut them kind of thick to accommodate maybe the happy birthday or the thanks, or even maybe the best wishes. Let's see, this is a red rubber stamp set. So it has spongy cushion on its own, so we don't need to use an additional mat. I want the best wishes. No, let's go with the happy birthday. I like the happy birthday. Let's go ahead with the happy birthday, and I'm going to use the thinner of the sentiments, or I'm sorry, of the designer series paper. And I think, should we go with pink or black? Let's go ahead and go with the polished pink. Let's grab a block here. So I'm going to go with the happy birthday sentiment. I'm going to ink up here with my polished pink. Like I said, I don't need the Stampin' Pierce matte because there's already foam on the red rubber. So I have my cushion. So my regular tabletop should be fine. And I think I'll make a banner of it. So let's go ahead and stamp it. Oh, that's kind of crooked. You see that? That's kind of crooked. Let's turn it over just because I'm a little picky. If I have to go with it, I will. Let's try it again. Oh, I think I just can't make it very straight. It's a little bit better. All right, I have a the banner Pick-a-Punch, so I'm going to make a banner with this. I knew ahead of time that I probably would want to. This is really, really nifty. You can make a banner out of any strip. It cuts 3 different sizes. I think a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, or 1 inch. You can make a banner of all 3 of those thicknesses with the same punch. And there are 2. You can do the pointed banner or the flagged. I like the flagged. I use it quite a bit. So today is going to be no exception. Oh my gosh, my OCD, you guys. My OCD with that crooked happy birthday. But that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Let's see. Maybe let's cut it down a little bit. Yeah, I don't want it to go across the whole side. Make it a little shorter. And then maybe we'll put it up with some Stampin' Dimensionals. You guys know that I like dimension. So let's go ahead and I'm going to turn it upside down so I can see where I'm punching. Try and make it as straight as I There we go. I like it. All right, let's grab a couple of dimensionals. Oh, Susan is watching. Hello, Susan. How are you? Happy Crafty Thursday, or Happy Friday Eve, as I like to say. If you've not watched me live before, Susan, I say Happy Friday Eve because it's a holiday for me. It is the day before Friday, and Friday is a fantastic holiday because it's the end of the work week. I think I'm going to go ahead and put this, yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. There is card number 1. Isn't this beautiful and oh so simple? I love it. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the love and the hearts. Thank you so much. I think it is super, super simple. I absolutely love it. Okay, so let's put this one aside, and then we're going to make another card, but I told you that I was going to show you a way to cut the designer series paper. So let's go ahead and grab the stack and bring it back in so that you can make 6 different cards from one piece of 12 by 12 designer series paper, and you don't need to do very much cutting, stamping, or anything. So let's go ahead and show you. If you notice, these pieces that have the large, I don't know what you would want to call it, just the large design across the center and across the edges, we can cut this so that we can make 6 cards with it. So let's do the pink, and then we will go ahead. Let's do this one. I like the sparkly. So yeah, let's go ahead with these 2. I like these. Okay. And let's bring in our Stampin' trimmer. Thank you. Marie says it's beautiful. Or I'm sorry, Susan says it's beautiful. I love it. I think this designer series paper is absolutely gorgeous. If you don't have it, you should get it. Look at, and this is pink, you guys. You knew that I was going to love it if it was pink. Okay, So the first thing that we're going to do is cut it right down the center. We're going to cut it right down the center. So we'll cut it at 6 inches. Let's see. So now we have 2 6x12 pieces of designer series paper. And then for a standard card front, you would need the mat to be 5 1/4 by 4, just like we did with the card that I just made. Let's bring it back in for a second so I can show you what I mean. So the Positively, or the Polished Pink, Positively Pink, I keep saying that. We used to have a color that was Positively Pink, but the Polished Pink is 5 1/4 by 4, and the card base is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So we just cut it 1/4 of an inch shorter. Well, we want to do the same thing with the designer series paper so that we are creating a mat that will go on the front of your card. Okay, so now we have the 2 pieces that are 6 by 12 1/2. We'll go ahead and put one to the side. Since we know that a card front needs to be 4 inches, we're going to cut this at 4 inches and then again at 4 inches. So that will leave us with 3 4-inch, or if you do the entire sheet, it will leave you with 6 4 by 6 pieces, or 4 by 6 mats. Now we have to decide how much we want to cut off of which side or both sides to keep as much of the design as we desire. So you could have just a little bit at the bottom if you wanted, or the same, you could have a little bit at the top, or you could cut off of both ends of the designer series paper to get an even balance between the two. But the thing is, you need this to be 5 1/4. Okay, so I really like the gold, and I want to keep as much of that as I can. I know this is 6 inches. I need to get rid of 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to start by taking 1/4 of an inch off of the side that I like the best, because I want to keep as much of it as I can. And then the other side, I'm going to take off the other 1/2 inch. So if I do that, I should be left with a 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 mat. So let's go ahead and take the 1/2 inch off. There we go. And this is what we have left. So you're going to do this with all of the pieces that you've cut. So you can do, let's go ahead, it's going to look slightly different. Let's go ahead with the green piece. I think that this is, what color? Let me tell you what color that is. The green is Shaded Spruce, and the lighter, let's see, it says Just Jade, Mint Macaron, Shaded Spruce, and Evening Evergreen. But this is definitely Shaded Spruce. I'm not quite sure. Maybe this is Just Jade, or maybe it's Mint Macaron. To me, it looks more like Granny Apple Green, if you're familiar with our colors. But we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut this right at 6. And the difference in this particular one is you are going to have the design only on one side. Can you see what we've done? So, well, let's go ahead and cut it. So we'll go ahead and cut it into 3 4-inch. So we have 6 by 12, and we're going to cut it into 3 4-inch sections, and that will give us 3 card mats. And we could do the other 6 by 12, and we would have the 6 card mat. So did you follow that? So, oh, I'm glad you found us back, Susan. Susan lost us for a minute. Okay, and so now I'm going to cut it to 5 1/4 because that's the standard mat size, and I'm just going to cut it off of the white side because I want to retain as much of the design as I can. So you could get lots of cards. And next we're going to show you a really simple stamping in a way to make a really pretty and easy card using one of our card mats. Let's see. Whoops, dropped one. Let's go ahead and cut a little bit. We might as well do the other two since we have them here. And one more. So I'm not going to make all of these cards. We'll just make one. I just wanted to show you how you could cut the designer series paper. And then you can power through a whole stack of cards. What if you needed birthday cards? Here's your stack. All right, so let's go ahead and clean up here a little bit, and we'll bring our mats in and decide exactly what we're going to do. Okay, we'll bring our stamps in. Let's grab a couple of card bases. I have some basic white card bases. Let's see how it would look on basic white. I'm not really sure, but I think it stands alone well. I brought some ribbon along too. Let's see, we'll do the same thing with the shaded spruce as well. We'll take one of each. Maybe you guys can help me decide. I think I brought a piece of Evening Evergreen to try on the shaded spruce. What do you think? Basic white or the Evening Evergreen? Which should we go with for the card base? Thank you, Susan. Let's go with, let's go ahead and go with the Evening Evergreen. Do I want to do that? Well, I have a Just Jade. The Evergreen? Oh, okay. I think you guys are right. Let's do that. Let's start with the Evening Evergreen. I think you guys are right. Thank you so much for that. I think it makes it pop a little better. So let's go ahead and add our adhesive. We just ran out. Let's get this back together. Here we go. So let's go ahead and add our adhesive, and we will adhere right to the card front. And I think I like this on the bottom, so let's do, well, do I like it on the top? Yeah, let's do it on the top, and let's just do a sentiment right on the bottom. Okay, so let's grab some Evening Evergreen ink, and we will take the thanks. That's big and chunky. Let's go ahead and take the thanks, and I think that's all we'll stamp on there is just the word thanks. Oh, the top, Julie, thank you for that. Great minds think alike. You guys are really good. We are all syncing together. So let's go ahead and just stamp the word thanks. And look at that. There's nothing more that you need to do here. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Is that amazing? Nothing. Imagine how many cards you can get from doing that. Let's do another one though. I see that Susan liked the basic white, so let's go ahead and grab the basic white, and we'll do a little bit of a different card here. Thank you. Yes, I think so too. Let's go ahead with the Positively Pink this time. And I don't know, I brought ribbon along, but I think that the designer series paper is so pretty. I don't want to compete with it. I think you could get away with the ribbon. I think you could totally get away with the ribbon, but I have in my mind, let's see what I did with the die cuts. I am thinking that maybe the gold die cut might look good here. Do you think that's too much gold? I kind of like it. Let's go ahead and go with the gold. The gold grabs me. So once again, same thing. We will just adhere the designer series paper right to the card base. And this time we'll make another banner. We'll kind of do what we did to the first card, but without all the die cutting. We'll simply use, we'll use the gold die cut. Oh, you know, we could stamp right in the middle there. No, let's use the die cut because I like it. Remember, we're gonna pick the widest areas and just add a little bit of it, the liquid adhesive. Not squeezing too hard because we will make a bigger mess than what we want. But with this process, we don't have to really worry about going outside of the lines because we have our silicone mat that kind of protects us from that. And you don't need it everywhere. We'll just randomly add little bits. All right. And I think I like this in the center, so we're gonna do the same thing. We'll put it right in the center. See how it fits. There we go. Let's move this so we don't make too much of a mess. Oh, this makes me want to squeal. Yes, you are. Yes, thank you, Beth. Beth says use it. And Julie says embossing a gold sentiment would be awesome. And she is so right. Gold, if you are familiar with heat embossing, if you have embossing powder and Versamark, I think a gold sentiment right in the center would have been amazing. All right, so let's go ahead and grab, we'll make another banner. We'll use the other side of the banner punch this time, and we'll bring in the polished pink again. And since I've already done the happy birthday, let's go ahead and let's see. Oh yeah, I want to cover not so much of the gold because I like it. All right, we'll just use the happy birthday. Oh, you know what? Let's go all the way across with it. Let's go all the way across if we can. Let's take the hello, and I'm going to see if I can do some repeat stamping. I wonder if I want to stamp off. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see if we can do some second and third generation stamping. So I'm going to ink this full tilt. We'll see how it works. I'm going to stamp it full speed here. And then I'm going to move over and stamp it again without re-inking. And then I'm going to move over one more time and stamp it again. Uh-oh, I lost it. Let's grab it here. Let's see how that looks. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, let's do that. And I stuck my finger right in the ink pad, what I did not want to have happen. But let's go ahead and cut this at 4 because our mat is 4 and I don't want it to hang over the edge there. So I'm gonna bring in my Stampin' trimmer so that I can cut it exactly at 4 and not have to guess with my scissors because that might not be so good. I think it would end up being a banner if I had done that. Okay. And then we'll go ahead, let's go ahead and use the Stampin' Dimensionals. And we'll just pop it up along the bottom. And our card is done. Can you see doing this and maybe making like a dozen cards in maybe an hour's time? There we go. So card number 3, we made 3 cards, right? Super, super simple. And so you don't need to have a lot of stamping experience. Look at how easy peasy that was. And it didn't take us a whole lot of stamping to recreate, right? Super, super, super. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Susan. I think so as well. Let's see, what did we do with our first card? Let's bring in our first card. Or shall we do another one? Let's see, how are we doing? Oh, it's 8 o'clock. We better be done. Okay, so here are our 3 cards for tonight. Aren't they simply lovely? The designer series paper is very stately. Very stately. It does all the work for you, so you don't have to do a ton of stamping at all. And you don't have to have a lot of experience. All you need to do is know how to cut paper and glue it, basically, right? All right, you guys, let's go ahead and turn up so I can say good night. Hello there. It's dark already. So yeah, what do you guys think about these cards? Do you love them? What do you think about that designer series paper? Do you love it? I think it is so very, very, very pretty. And I think that the paper by itself did the job. I love it. And I'm glad that I decided just to jump right in and quit hoarding my paper, but just to go ahead and cut it and share it with my favorite people. So thank you guys so much. So remember, I'll go ahead and for each of the cards, I will put the dimensions in the description above so that if you want to recreate them with even designer series paper that you may already have on hand. But this is really gorgeous. I'm going to tell you that. This is really gorgeous. Don't forget, there's a couple of days for bingo if you want to do that. A monthly card class if you would like to do that. And retreats coming up. And we are still in celebration. So if you do any shopping, if you reach that $50 threshold, you get to pick something free from the celebration catalog, which is still in full swing until the end of the month. So yes, Beth, sure, I'll take a picture of all 3 of them. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. Susan says, how often do you do these live cards? Susan, I come every Thursday at about 7:15 p.m. to make crafty cards and projects. So I'm so happy that you're here. Come on back and create with us. So every Thursday at 7:15 I am here to create with you. And then Beth, yes, I will go ahead and put a picture in the comments as well. I will definitely do that. Susan, you are more than welcome. More than welcome. So yes, if you have any questions and it's after the live, make sure to go ahead and put them in the comments. After the live, I will answer your questions and respond to your comments. Thank you guys for all of the hearts and the likes. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I really missed you. I missed creating, so I'm so happy that you guys came and let me create and share with you. Have a great weekend, you guys. I will see you same place, same time next week. Have an awesome weekend. See ya.